Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
If you're a fan of comic books and comic book conventions, Daytona Beach Comic Con needs to be on your list of must-attend events. It's a show that actually focuses on comic books. Imagine that! This year's event is happening on Saturday, September the 6th, and Sunday, September the 7th. Silverline creators will be there, so we'll see you at the show. There's a new convention in town, and it's sure to be mega fun without the mega expense. Comics, toys, collectibles, pop culture. ShadowCon, Saturday, February 1st, 2025 in Orlando, Florida. Silverline creators will be there, so we'll see you at the show. If you find yourself in the Orlando area, and let's be honest, doesn't everyone come to Orlando for the House of Mouse? Head over to Coliseum of Comics to get your comic book fix. Be sure to check out their location on East Colonial Drive, where they carry a wide selection of independent comics, including Silverline books. Stop by and don't forget to tell them Silverline sent you. Hey, if you're an independent comic creator looking to get your comic printed, look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our comics and do a fantastic job. They can even print special edition covers. When you reach out to them, be sure to tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday, this February 9, 2025. I cannot believe I'm saying 2025 still. I am your host, I am Roland, and I am ready to have us a hootin' fun time tonight. I am joined, as usual, by Mr. Thomas Flormonti Jr., whose other car is the Spider-Mobile.
It sure is.
Say hi, Tommy.
Yeah, I just had to buy a new one, so I went ahead and just went crazy and bought a Spider-Mobile.
And we're also joined by that man in the mask guy, Mr. Mike W. Belcher.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So, Mike. And we're joined by Human Digital Color Supreme, Miss Roberta Conroy.
Hello.
No AI.
No AI.
No AI. And we're joined, of course, last but not least, by Mr. Tom Mason, Mr. Hot Wheels himself.
Hi, everybody.
How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Hey, I think you know what? When we scheduled this, I didn't realize there's a game on tonight, isn't there? Or
Yes, I heard something about that. Yeah.
Is it? So here's because I really don't know. Is it on now or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if it was one of these that started later.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. And just recently in the past hours, too, I've seen people say something about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's not going to do as big this time because I didn't hear anybody talking about it.
I don't know. I just know that
Who's
I belong
playing?
to
I don't even know who's playing. I know it's in the Superdome, but that's about
Jeffs and somebody. Tom Mason joining again.
Apparently. Oh, well, look.
Whoa, hello.
How did you do that?
How did you do that, Tom?
I don't know. I need to find a teenager to fix my computer.
Can you actually log in twice?
Hey, tonight is not
I'm gonna try.
It's not doppelganger night. Wait, now Tom's completely left.
No, we
He
lost
went,
him.
he went
He'll
to
be
watch
back.
the game.
He's like, oh yeah, he went to watch the game. Tom's like, that's right, Super Bowl. I forgot.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
So I got to leave. I had to check scores.
Tommy, I think the Chefs are playing, and
Eagles, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
don't have any idea, to be honest with you. I see people posting about
I
the
have
guy,
no idea.
the guy who apparently the refs are on his side, the quarterback, who's on the commercials with the insurance. What is his name? Mahomes. Because I think that commercial is kind of funny. And Mahomes, my auto. Tommy's trying to join. What are you doing, Tommy? Why
Did
are
it
you
work?
like-
Look, and I can even do two different backgrounds.
It's Tommy Stereo.
Hey, notice one's slightly behind the other.
Well, that's what you get when it's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a so I guess is anyone here invested in tonight's game?
No.
I'm recording it.
Okay. Is it a
Whatever.
DVR?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad used to love watching games like that because he would zip right through he could watch a 4-hour broadcast in about 2.5 hours because he zipped through all the commercials.
Because there's an NFL channel, and I forget where it is. It's probably online, or it's probably part of the DirecTV package or whatever, where it's just the plays.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you can watch. So it's basically in terms of it's a football game is whatever it is, 60
minutes.
long,
Yeah.
but the actual playing time of hiking the
Like
ball
30 minutes.
it's like between 18 and 30 minutes. So you can watch an entire football game without the commercials and without all the players walking on and off the field and all that stuff.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that. That would be interesting to watch.
I would love that.
Yeah.
And our buddy Dave Oberich has this thing called Picture in Picture, where you can watch like 5 channels at once on his screen, and you can watch five games from all around the country.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate ADHD thing to me.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that YouTube, if you pay for the service, YouTube TV, they have something to that as well. We actually do have a score update. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know if it's a score update or a prediction. Now, Pops is dropping by and tells 24-0 Eagles.
Yeah, because it was 17-0 when I joined in.
Oh, okay. So that's an actual
he's-
score then.
Yeah, he's not yanking our chains.
All right. Well, cool. I didn't know if that was a prediction or not. So when did the game start? What time?
3:30.
It started 6:30.
Oh,
Yeah. 6:30 for you guys.
wow. Okay, so it's been on for almost 2 hours now.
Almost halftime.
Who's doing the Super Bowl? I mean, not the halftime show. I'm sorry.
You know who I wish would do it? I would watch it if you told me this performer was going to be
T-Pain.
who?
That's who you want to do the halftime show.
No.
I mean, the other day, they wanted T-Pain to be the halftime show.
I want Weird Al Yankovic to do the halftime show.
Nobody would watch it.
I would. Oh, you
I
kidding
would
me?
watch
I would
it.
watch it. Yeah, I think most of America would watch
Three of
it.
y'all. That would be about it.
Is Taylor Swift? Did she have something to do with the Chiefs?
Yeah,
she's dating their tight end Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
She's dating the team. Yeah.
Yeah. Pop says, if you would like to bring your show to book a spot on or become a sponsor of the Meg.tv, please contact Pops at Madness Comic on X, Pops Van Zant on Facebook, or Pops at the Meg.tv. And he then says it's 24-0 and it's almost halftime. So I wonder, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't think this will affect our viewership much at all tonight.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe a few.
Roberta, who do you want to win?
I don't even know who's playing. Sorry.
It's okay.
Honestly, don't.
It's funny because in my class, right? So the introduction I do at the beginning of every class, I go through them. I tell them just a little bit about me because most of them, have zero interest in comics. And so I tell them, hey, I'm a big college football fan. And then I ask, is anybody else in here a college football fan? What about a sports fan? Almost no one ever raises their hand. It's like I get one out of about every third month. I get somebody and it goes, oh, I'm a big pro football fan or basketball or something,
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the folks at the university where I teach, it's a creative university. They don't care about football.
That's a very narrow focus.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
also the chance to write football fiction is fairly limited.
True.
Although you have movies like The Replacements and what is it, Moneyball? That was a good one.
Yeah, but that's based on a book though, not a spec script.
I did not know that.
And the Replacements is sort of that standard thing where the mean person has a shot at redemption, so they assign him a sports ball team of losers, and that person has to then whip them into shape and learn something new about himself. The end.
Yeah.
So,
all right, everyone, thanks for joining us.
Hey, we've had football and comics. You know,
we have the Kickers Inc.
Kickers Inc.
NFL Super Pro
and NFL Super
I
Pro.
forgot about that one. Yeah.
Also, Strange Sports Stories.
Yes.
Oh, didn't know that one.
Yeah, Strange Sports Stories had lots of different sports.
Yeah.
Dark Horse do some baseball books.
Oh, I got.
Actually, did a couple of their baseball books.
Oh, shoot, I had a baseball book right here. What did I do with it?
You seem to have a bag of tricks over there that you always pull out the appropriate comic book.
He's got the Star Trek food making kind of machine over there. He just says something, then he presses a button and it generates, and he just pulls it out.
The replicator.
Replicator, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I got to turn my camera
Must
off
be broke.
so I can get up.
Nope, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
So now, what do y'all really want to talk about?
Let's talk about Roland.
Oh man, let me tell you.
What's there to say that hasn't already been said before?
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing about Roland you can't already find on the internet.
This is true. There we go.
Baseball Legends featuring Mickey Mantle.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. So I knew I had one laying around here somewhere.
Okay, so the big question is, why do you have that hanging?
Because it was in the 50-cent box, and I can't help myself.
Man, you got sucker. You walk around with a shirt that says sucker on
it. Kids love a comic book about a hard drinking baseball player.
I mean, it was in the. My dad loves Mickey Mantle, or loved Mickey Mantle, and this was in the 50-cent box, and I couldn't look how it's in immaculate shape. Look at this thing.
Great.
It is.
Yeah,
it's worth every dime.
I know.
It's worth 5 of them, isn't it?
All 5 of them, yeah.
All right. In other news, I have in my hot little hands Beyond the Stars from back from our printer.
Ooh.
Whoops,
Nice.
our printer. And so, I forgot.
And that's the Coliseum of Comics version.
Yeah. So if you happen to, Coliseum of Comics is our supporter, and if you happen to get down there, you can get this version that the rest of the books don't have. But these books,
that's the cover that Rob and I did, isn't it?
I believe it is. Yeah. So this, I got these in from Kablam. Probably won't start going out until Wednesday because I have my day job has a crunch that I have to do because it's my day job. But I'll try to start getting those out on Wednesday.
Because it's Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
What? It's Monday tomorrow.
Tuesday. So, is it? Yeah, it is. I'm all discombobulated.
It's a Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow.
When I signed in twice, it threw me off.
Taco Tuesday. I was like, wait, what? And in other news, for those of you who still get your comics at comic shops, this one's in the catalog. There's your number right there, February 251978. You can get the first issue of Cat and Mouse. Look at this. There's even a little free preview there. You can click on that and get a preview of the pages. But if you're a retailer, order this now. If you get your comics from a retailer, tell them to order that and get that on your pull list for yourself.
Who worked on that book?
I wrote that. That would have been penciled by Dean Zachary
and Barb Kalberg.
And then this is before Roberta jumped on.
It's before me.
Yep. This is colored by Kevin Gallagly.
I've heard of those people before.
Yep.
Maybe not the writer guy, but the other three, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
But the exciting thing is we're getting ready to crowdfund issue 1 of the next series that Roberta is.
Are we going to call that Volume 3, or we're just calling it the next one?
It will be volume 3. Although I did notice something in CLZ. This is for all you folks that use CLZ and track your comics. So they have the first issue of Cat and Mouse that was published by EF Graphics, and I think I have that one over here too.
Is that the color one?
Yes, the color version. They have that listed as volume 1, right? So if you've got CLZ and you have this marked down, right? EF Graphics, they've got it listed as volume 1, right?
Well, I mean, it did.
Color.
It was the first one.
Yeah, but it's not volume 1. So, and then they have this one listed as volume 2. Here's the problem with that.
Oh, well, that's definitely not right.
For those of you who keeping track, right? It's the exact same thing, but one's in color and one's in black and white.
Yeah.
So it's the same volume. This is not volume 2. This is still volume 1, right? This is also volume 1. The one that's up on previews now, that's volume 2. And then the one that Roberta is, what was that? That was loud.
What was that?
Oh, you got an alarm going.
Not mine.
It's time to take my blood pressure pills.
Uh-oh.
But the one that Roberta's working on that we're getting ready to crowdfund, that is volume 3. So
Yeah.
So who was EL Graphics then?
EF Graphics was a small publisher that only published the first issue of Cat and Mouse, and they published Jazz Age Chronicles.
By Ted Slampiak.
By Ted Slampiak, yep. And then I think what happened is Jazz Age was in black and white, and we convinced them to do Cat and Mouse in color, and so they did it in color, and then I think they lost a lot of money when I missed this.
Oh, so it was your fault.
Yeah. So
what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I know. So, but the good thing is, when they went out of business, they said, "Here's a whole box of issue number 1s that you can have." Tom, if you remember, my submission to you had a copy of the color version in it.
Well, that's the thing too, because when we went to reprint it as the new volume 1 or version 1, it was it was already done. It's like there's and that's the thing too, is because we weren't reading a script or a pitch at that point. We were actually reading the entire comic book.
Right. And also for those of you keeping up, the first volume at first issue at Malibu was square bound because it contained 2 issues. So this actually is 48 pages long instead of 24.
Yeah, so I don't remember that.
Yep.
And it has a Paul Lacey cover.
Yes, it does. So this is where this is where our first issue ended, right here. But then you turn the page, and this would have been our splash page for issue number 2. And then there's the whole other story.
Next.
So really, issue 2 was the 3rd issue?
Yes.
See, I don't remember any of that. Oh,
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
I tell folks it actually ran for 19 issues instead of 18.
Was that through Malibu or Air Cell?
It was Air Cell.
Yeah.
And I have to ask this question: what's an Air Cell?
So
good story. I love this.
So the guy who created or financed the company was a guy named Ken Campbell, and he had an insulation, air conditioning, furnace type business called Air Cell. And when that went out of business, he just said, when he went in with Barry Blair to start the comic book company, he just said, "I already own the name."
Yeah.
We'll just
let's go.
Yeah, so the imprint could have easily been called Ken's Plumbing or something, or
Ken's Plumbing. That would be a good one.
Yeah. Good thing it wasn't Ken's Plumbing Comics.
Ken's Plumbing Comics would not be. It was not. It doesn't have that.
Well, it's catchy and doesn't mean anything, so.
Yeah. Well,
so, Tom, here's a question.
It makes people ask the question, what does it mean?
Yeah, what's it mean? I've wanted for 47 years.
Not to get off our real topic for tonight. This is one of our side things.
We hadn't got it on you yet.
When new projects came to Malibu, how did you pick which one of those what do you call it? Your imprints to stick the.
We had actual sales data for each imprint about which types of books would sell best under which imprint. And Dave Olbridge had all these little charts and graphs, and there were certain books that did better under Air Cell, certain books that did better under Eternity, and certain books that did better under Adventure. And we
Because
wanted
didn't Demon Tales was under one of the other ones, right? It wasn't under Aerosol.
Adventure, I think.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
So
I'm
now
pretty sure it
Adventure
was.
had Planet of the Apes. Does that
Yes.
is it the one that had Planet
Adventure
of the
Planet of the Apes. And
Yeah.
we were going to try to make we were going to try to make Adventure into the licensed part where all the licensed books would go, and then the non-licensed creator-owned books would go under Aircell, and then Eternity was going to be like a manga anime type of imprint. And as you may know, you can't make change. Well, there's the fear of making changes too fast in the marketplace.
Yeah, you don't want to confuse people.
Yeah, because when people get confused, they don't take that extra step to try.
They just stop when they
just
get
stop,
confused.
right.
They're like,
So
I'm
it's
done.
like,
You're confusing
Well,
me.
this used to be A, now it's B. Pfft, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out.
So,
My brain can't handle it.
yeah, so we would obsess about this stuff constantly. Like when do we change the imprint? When do we put this over here? When do we, what do we do here?
And then at some point, you decided to just do stuff under Malibu Comics, right?
Yes.
And besides the Ultraverse stuff, but
right.
No, that was Ultraverse was Ultraverse was Ultraverse, right?
When we switched into all of the color comics.
Yeah.
Then it was X Mutants and Dinosaurs for Hire and Protectors. Those became Malibu comics.
Malibu.
And then the Ultraverse became a separate thing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Couple. Pop says, Roberta, do you want to call her?
Sure.
Pop says Dante was going to do one. Do one what? I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe that's football.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was going to be a Super Bowl party. Yeah, probably a football stream or something.
Right.
David A. Gutierrez. David, good to see you here. Says manga has tons of sports-focused series. They do. I remember when I was in college, I saw one based on golf, and I said, this is the most boring-looking comic book I think I've ever seen. I didn't read it. I just looked at it.
They also do ones about working in a restaurant, and they do stuff like cooking school, and they do, candy store and bakery, and they do.
It's crazy.
Everything.
Yes, they do everything. And then he says, that's a nice piece of history, Roller. Oh, thank you, sir. Hey, you want to know another little piece of history, David? Not a whole lot of people know. I'll have to dig. This bit of history is not that close to my fingertips. We actually tried to self-publish Cat and Mouse. And if you go back to the catalogs in about 80, I can't remember if it was 87 or 88. I have to go back and look. You will see Cat and Mouse #1 solicited, mostly that same cover, but it looked different, under a company called Top Comics. And that was me and Steven and Mitch. We came up with the Top Comics, and we were just gonna. I mean, keep in mind, this is still fresh. Turtles were still real fresh, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they were a big inspiration for a lot of folks back then, and our attitude kind of was like, if those turtle guys can do it, we can do it, right? We got orders. Here's the story. We got orders. Tommy's heard this part of it. We got orders for 4,400 issues, right? From the various, and I still have all those order forms, right? From the various distributors. But we had to get it printed, and I didn't have.
It could be black and white or color at that point.
Well, we were looking at color. I think we were. I can't remember. I'm not real sure about that. Don't hold me to that. But we didn't have the cash to get it printed, right? I mean, I was either still in college or fresh out of college, and
I think y'all were just finishing up.
Did not have cash. Steven didn't have the money, and Mitch was like, I ain't paying for it. So we didn't have any money. So me and Steven, we put on ties, we took our order forms, and we went to every bank in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Now, I'm going to be exaggerating when I tell you this because you guys know I love Mississippi. But the response that we got from those bank people, you would have thought we were asking them for a spot on Mars. I remember one guy telling us something to the effect, I've get a lot of loans for a lot of things, but I've never given no loan for a comic book before.
If you wanted a one-wheel tractor, I'll give you a loan for a one-wheel tractor, but I'm not giving you.
I can give you a loan for a tractor. And then we said, look, dude, here's the deal. Here's our order forms. The money's coming in, right? And it's more than what we're asking for. So the money's coming in. We've got these orders right here. They are. We showed them to him. All we need is about a 60-day loan for this money to cover the printing, so we can print the comics, ship them out, and then they pay us, and then we'll pay.
And then
you
we're
back.
going to run with you with the cash and throw it on your desk, and then you can
And
say thank you.
You would think we were asking the guy to do something illegal because he was just like, well, I don't know about that. We went to, there's not at the time anyway, there weren't that many banks in Hattiesburg. And, but Stephen and I, we put on our ties, and man, we went around to every bank.
I think it was, you guys had ties, but the mullet probably threw them off. All the mullets.
Yeah. So did you consider holding up 7-Eleven or liquor store or something like that?
Well, no, we didn't do that.
That's actually when Mitch went to jail.
I had friends that probably would have volunteered to do that.
Oh yeah, we sure
we'll
do.
That
We'll get your money for you.
Yeah, we
no questions asked.
We just didn't, you know, we were in the comic shop kind of complaining about it, kind of griping about it. And the guy who ran the comic shop, he said, well, I know a publisher in New York that's looking for new content. And that was EF Graphics. And so he gave me the information for EF Graphics. I sent them off a package, and they just sent a contract back. Just like, here. And so that's how we ended up with EF Graphics. And
a great story. A great story would have been if your guy said, I know how you can get your money. I need you to deliver this liquor across state lines to Missouri.
We were doing that anyway, but that was for something else.
By Saturday. And then
yeah. So anyway, and then David S. Gutierrez says Air still did a lot of the foreign reprints, right?
Yeah, because that was easy money.
Yeah.
Because now we're way off topic again, but the thing is, when you have a publishing company that actually has staff, there's X amount of money you need every month in order to maintain an office and equipment and the people. And so you have to sometimes publish a vast number of books in order to meet that amount. So we always had a magic number.
Here's a question for you, Tom. Did you guys pay for the reprints up front, or was it like on a royalty agreement?
It varied. Sometimes it was you'd pay a little bit up front against royalties.
Okay.
And sometimes they just wanted a flat, because some people royalties are like, especially if it's European, some people are like, they don't want to wait for the royalties, or they want to, calculating the royalties is too weird for them or whatever. And so it would just be like a flat rate.
Right. Okay.
And so here's the flat rate, you guys, whatever. And so it would really just depend on who we were getting the rights from.
Yeah. That's one thing that I wish Silverline had access to a Christina Jensen. Because at Malibu, she's the one who placed a lot of our stuff for international stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has her own publishing company now.
I think I saw that. I think I saw her talk about that on Facebook. She's back in the U.S. though now, too, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in Southern California.
Yeah. So I think it would be. I would like to have a Christina Jensen who is still over there doing that, so we could see about, because our books are done, right? Once we do them, they're done, and so I think we'd be willing to take.
At this point, it's just files. You just email files over to somebody.
Yeah, and we have them all digital. We can remove the lettering, so translation would be really easy. You don't have to worry about whitening out all the text and trying to make it fit in the balloons.
No, you just take out the lettering.
Yeah, so if anybody from Poland is listening or Germany,
you get your books.
That's right.
Reach out to me. We can get some other English speaking places
or Brazil. Anybody down in Brazil? Just call me.
Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah, that's
Australia.
right. That's right. Any of them, any place like that.
Canada.
Any other news? Canada. Yeah.
You did a show.
Yeah, Tommy and I did. Tommy and I and Jose did ShadowCon, first ever. I think the attendance was a little lower than Tom had hoped, but it was still a lot of folks walking around looking at comics. And here's the thing: I'll speak I'll let Tommy speak. One of the cool things I really liked about this show. Where's my dollar box grabs? I'll get my dollar box grabs in a minute. One of the things I really liked about this show is Tom, the guy who puts it on. He is a comic book guy. So when I walked in, I was like, wow, this looks like comic shows from the late 80s. It was all about comics. Yeah, there were a couple of, odds and end vendors here, but there were so many back issue, and they all had something different, right? You had the guy who had the Golden Age stuff, and then there was a guy who had the big dollar box, selection. And then there was the Silver Age guy, right? So, but it was full of comics, and I absolutely loved it. Over to you, Tommy.
There's a guy stopped at the desk at our table. Roland and I sat next to each other. A guy stopped by and had not the Amazing Fantasy 15, but he had Amazing Spider-Man #1 in his backpack, and he was just walking around with it. And he showed it to. It was slabbed, and we were like, where did you park? Where are you parking?
Are you here by yourself?
Who are you here with?
What time do you have to call into your family?
What time are they expecting your call?
This is my dollar box grabs.
How many Mickey Mantle comics did you get?
I didn't get any Mickey Mantle, but I got a Fighting Marines from Charlton, right?
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Magnus Robot Fighter from
Nice. That's when they switched from painted covers.
Of course, and then I got an old Nexus that I don't have, and then a lot of what ifs, a whole bunch of what ifs. Oh, well, that's Captain America. Rawhide Kid. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Black
Marvel
Panther.
Premiere,
A whole
Black
bunch of what ifs, but there's only been one.
Well, I said there's a lot of what ifs. I know there's what ifs in here. They must be in the bottom.
Like, what if you bought more than one? That's what
Yeah. There we go.
What if
There's
Marvel-
some more.
No, I mean Marvel Team Up. That's what I meant. Marvel.
Oh, the team up.
But I said what
That's
if.
right.
are those the Claremont Byrne issues?
They're assorted. Let's
okay.
see. This one, I don't think this one is. I think that one is. But I don't think this.
Yeah,
one
but there
is.
was just lots of comics. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Fun to see.
Uh,
I mean, there was the Etsy stuff,
some.
everywhere, but it was mostly comics, so that was kind of cool.
Oop.
I sold some pages. I sold some books. I had a good time.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oop, that one's written by Hack. I won't show that one. Okay, Roberta, we're gonna put you up here. Roberta is coloring. What are we looking at, Roberta?
We
Tell us about it.
are watching. This is Mouse's character, and she is in Kunoichi's dojo, Karate Kids Club, and she's just having a conversation. And since I don't have that part of the script, I don't even know what they're saying. But you can see the
You
body
can make it
language.
up.
It looks relatively pleasant. Looks like she's giving her a place to stay.
I think they're talking about what they're going to make for dinner. What would you
Yeah.
like? Well, I'm thinking spaghetti tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
But,
you show me that cool yoga move of yours? And then
I'm sure they're going to get to practicing real soon.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool that you picked up that she's giving her a place to stay, because that's exactly what's going on.
That's all I can tell.
Yeah. Yep.
And she says, "See ya."
Bye. I'm outie.
That's really funny.
See ya.
See ya. And then she's out here talking to her, so that was funny.
Yeah, I left, and then they're talking in the next panel.
Yeah, the next panel she's sitting out there, so I was like, okay, well, some time went by.
Well, she's not saying goodbye. She's saying, let's go sit in the other room. Is what
Right.
she said. Follow me.
Yeah,
That's
come
what
on.
she's saying.
let's go to the yoga room.
Let's go in the other room.
Let's go to the yoga room.
Mhm.
Well, since we know she walked there, that's a great way to segue into vehicles.
Yeah.
We're talking about superhero vehicles tonight. Finally, after we get around to it, right?
Is that what we're talking about? 'Cause
Somebody's
I didn't
been
know.
listening all this time and said, "I thought these guys were going to talk about superhero vehicles."
When are they going to
So-
talk about the cars?
So let's talk about, and it probably should have more aptly been named superhero transportation, right? But we think about Superman flies wherever he needs to go. A lot of the heroes can fly. Flash, of course, just runs everywhere he needs to go. He doesn't need a vehicle. But what are some of let's talk about some of them that exist right now. What are some of the coolest of the vehicles that superheroes have?
It's always Batman.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got to bring
Batman's
Batman
better.
up first. Just get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone else is.
'Cause he's
something
got
contributed.
15,000 different cars.
He might be the most.
I think I saw some reference where he had a bat train. Did you see that? I saw some pictures of a bat. What does he got a train for? What does he need?
He's like the Wild Wild West. He goes from city to city.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, because
He's got bikes, several different bikes. Yeah.
He has a bat copter. He has a bat sub.
boat. Bat sub.
A bat jet ski. A bat glider. He's got everything.
He's got everything. He's spent his money wisely. He invested in vehicles more than
He's
any
got
other.
everything money can buy.
Yes,
that's right. He just puts his logo on it.
Looking at him
Except for love.
He goes to the
Except for
dealership
parents.
and he shows up at a dealership and he goes, I want, but it's got to be black. Can it be black? Give me a black.
I want
and then he sticks a logo on the side of it and just rides off.
I want this big bat head stylized and put on the front of it. Can you do that? And then I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to call it a Tesla. I'm going to call it the Bat Tesla. Is that okay?
The Bat Slut.
The Bat Slut. Yeah. David A. Scudero says Batman 67 mobile, bam, greatest vehicle. It's kind of hard to argue with that.
Yeah,
It really is.
I saw one on the highway a couple months ago, and that was one of the coolest things.
Wow.
Going, look, there's a Batmobile. It's like, where's Batman headed? Oh no, Batman's stuck in traffic.
I love it. It's based. There are pictures on the internet where it's based on the body or the style of the old Ford Futura.
Yeah,
and you can sort of see it when you see a picture of the Ford Futura. You can go, I bet that would make a good Batmobile.
Yeah,
Batmobile.
Well, and I think there several folks must have taken it and made a replica of it, because I think there's
like what you talking about, those Adam West Batmobiles?
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, he says 66, not 67. So yeah, that's the Adam West stuff.
Yeah, those were cool.
Well, now I always thought Wonder Woman's invisible jet was kind of.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Yeah, I know.
But here's the weird part about it.
You can't see where he parks it.
Like, I did some research on her. So back in the day, she couldn't fly, but they're saying now she flies, but she doesn't really fly. She floats on the air or whatever is what the reason why they say that she flies.
Well,
I don't know, but she still uses a plane. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want to know where
it take people that way. It's because it's invisible.
She didn't fly to Perez.
That's a fairly new thing. Yeah.
So, is there like a place in there for like snacks and stuff? And where are they? Are they invisible too?
Of course they are. The plane makes everything invisible but her.
But her. How's that?
I really don't think she's supposed to be shown. I think it's just for us.
I think you're right. I think she's probably invisible.
Roberta may have a thing. It's just for us. You don't just see somebody sitting in an upright sitting position, just moving through the air like that.
No, but they didn't know how to do. They didn't figure out Jack Kirby's little trick of making the Invisible Woman yet, right?
With the dots around.
The little sketch lines.
Yes.
I bet Roberta's 100% right, because it sounds like something that the editor would go, well, the audience isn't going to know that she's in there.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. So
anyone could be in there.
I buy into that.
Yeah.
A bigger question that it went when I was a kid, when I saw it, that always
gets a no prize.
It's the silly thing. It's like, is there a bathroom on there?
There better be. And what happens?
You want to see?
You don't want that.
I know.
That's in the invisible closet.
I always thought that same thing. It's like, because I flew a lot as a kid, back and forth to Dallas, to where my dad lives, and it's like, I know there's bathrooms on there. Is there a bathroom on her plane?
Why there's not bathrooms on really really small planes.
Well,
they still use the bathroom on them though. They have the little trucker bomb things that they do.
No.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Look it up. They pee in bottles and stuff.
I'm a fighter pilot flying over Germany. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Do you think he's gonna hold it the whole time? No.
If you're in combat, you do what I do, which is you go in your pants because it's scary.
That's probably like an astronaut. Yeah, it's built into their suit.
Right.
That could be what it is.
So what do you call if it's a vehicle, or is it just transportation? Because where would you put Green Lantern's flight ring?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or Silver Surfer's surfboard. What is that? Is that part of his
I think that's
costume, or is that a vehicle?
I would say that's a vehicle. I would class
Well,
for the discussion for the purpose of this
For
discussion.
this.
It's
Yeah.
it's got to be a superhero vehicle.
Oh,
So
I mean,
since
have you ever seen him? I'm sorry, Tom.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, have you ever seen Silver Surfer without his surfboard flying around doing stuff, going places? Whenever he's always on his board, for what I remember.
Without it, he has tremendous anxiety. Like, where's my board? You seen it?
He's like, you see him walking down the street?
It's like me when I forget my phone.
Well, he's in that silver outfit. He doesn't even have room for a phone. The phone's probably built into the surfboard, so he hits it.
That's so. Well, what about Iron Man? Because Tony Stark doesn't really have any powers. It's the suit. So is his suit?
Yeah, I know.
Well, but his suit gives him the power of flight, though.
Right. So that would be
but is the suit a vehicle?
The suit is his vehicle, then, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are taking this on a whole different.
What about the Lone Ranger's horse?
Yeah,
Right.
That's
an
a
animal.
vehicle. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a
Does
vehicle.
that count?
Sure. That's the way
Right.
he gets. That's the way he has to get around from town to town, right?
Yeah.
What about MODOK's chair?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because he's got that massive, giant, stupid head.
And see, we Spider-Man's
He
web,
needs help.
right?
does
Help
need
getting
help.
around.
Spider-Man webs around, right? He just swings
Right.
from place to place.
Yeah,
that's-
but Spider-Man also has a car too.
He's
So
got the
what does he
Spidey
need?
mobile.
Which is- It's like, why did he? Here's the thing: why did he need the Spider-Mobile?
Because the toy company
know.
said we'd
The
like to
toy
make a
company.
toy.
You need to sell some toys? Is that what it is?
And
Yeah.
and in those
Could
days,
be.
Marvel was like, "Oh, you betcha."
Yep, he needs one. Well, sometimes he just gets tired.
Because there's
And
the
he
thing,
doesn't.
I meant to clip this before we got on the air. There's a photo that makes the rounds on the internet of Thor on a little pink scooter.
What?
I don't know that.
I saw in all this research I did, I saw Batman and Robin. This is a comic. This is not from the Adam West stuff, but Batman and Robin, they had skates on, and they were
Nice.
skating, or they were like gas-powered skates, and they were just scooching. It's like, come on, really?
Well, wait. Rocket Racer had those. Spider-Man's villain. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about Batman though. Batman
Well,
had
Yeah, but
skates.
no one cares about DC.
And
Oh.
in the Forever People, they had a character called Black Racer, and he had skis and ski
Just
poles.
skis. Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
golly,
so
that'd been
He
crazy
just
trying to walk
skied
around.
everywhere.
Well, he was a
Wait.
cosmic skier, so he would just come out of the boom tube or whatever, and he'd be on his skis, and he'd be like, "You guys cut it out."
Silver Surfer was on a surfboard flying through space, so why couldn't you do it on skis? Right?
David Ace Gutierrez said the Lee Buscema Silver Surfer had tremendous separation anxiety.
Oh, totally. He was always moaning his lost girlfriend too. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't find-
Yeah,
Galactus has stolen my girl.
yeah.
Whatever will I do?
What was her name?
Shalabal.
Oh yeah. So see, I remember his name, but I'm trying. What was her name?
I let Roland poses the questions like three people are right there.
Boom.
We got you covered, Roland.
Yep. Agent Cub says, "What's up? Did you already mention Thanos' helicopter?"
I saw that one earlier today too. Yeah,
Yeah.
him flying around in a helicopter. Come
That's
on.
from the Hostess commercials.
What commercials?
The Hostess ads that used to run in the comic books. Thanos had a little helicopter.
Oh yeah. Because I'm sitting there going, "Where did Thanos get a helicopter?"
Give me-
Well, you need to you got to get across town somehow.
Yeah.
It's somebody's gonna eat those Twinkies. And Blue Beetle had that giant flying beetle.
That's right. Bug.
The
Yeah.
bug, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, we can't forget the Fantastic Car. The
Oh,
Fantastic
that
car,
was
that's right.
that was. I love that.
But
Yeah.
that was the best vehicle because it actually made sense because you had one flying member and they had to keep up with him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And everybody had their own
The
special-
X-Men's jet, right? They always had a bunch of
Well, that's a
different
nice jet.
vehicles that
Well,
they were riding around.
The Mockingbird.
Military
whatever.
stuff, yeah.
And the Avengers had the Quinjet.
the Quinjet,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
For all you non-flying superheroes.
That's right.
that's right. You guys get. Oh, what about when they have to?
Otherwise, they got to leave Hawkeye at home.
Like Green Lantern would grab people, right, and move them around.
Right.
When he flew,
He'd make a couch. Here, sit on the couch while we fly.
you sit on the couch and he would fly people around.
That's what I like about the Quinjet. It's like, oh, we're going into space. I guess we better take the bow and arrow guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fire up the jet.
why does? And I saw this earlier today. Why does Superman have an airplane?
Superman has an
Yeah.
airplane?
Yes, there was a comment. I forget which. Let me try to find it again real quick.
that-
Yeah,
is
I
that-
forgot what issue it was. It was regular Superman book. He had an airplane. He was flying around in an airplane and had a big S on the side. Maybe
Is
he
that
was
how
just
he-
trying to
is that how he
sell
flies?
plane tickets or
Is that how-
something. I don't.
Is that how he gets into the bottle city of Candor?
Could be.
I don't know.
What were all the Kirby? They had Kirby had all the vehicles like the Groovy or there was some really good. I can't for the life of me remember what their names were, but like the Challengers had a plane, and then I think like Cadmus had some really just like 70s named vehicles. I'm blanking right now.
Well, the
But he had
Forever
some
people,
really cool ones.
the Forever people had a car, the something
Yeah.
wagon,
Yeah.
the Whiz wagon. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Really? That's what it was called?
The
Yeah.
Whiz wagon.
Terrible
Because it would
name.
whiz for play. I mean, in those days, it had a different definition.
Yes, it
And
Sure.
did, yeah.
it was the Whiz wagon because it was whizzing from place to place.
Within the place, yeah.
Well, so here's the other. Speaking of Wiz, right? Do you remember the Wizard?
Yeah.
Not the wizard, the whizzer. He
Speedster.
he was a speedster guy. Yeah,
In yellow.
yeah.
But Green Hornet had the Black Beauty.
Black Beauty, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a great car. That's like a demolition derby type of car with machine guns and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So
Okay, so in
David
1978, Action Comics number 481, Superman had a plane.
yeah. So David A.
Yeah.
Scudero says Superman needed the Supermobile to move kryptonite asteroids and punch them.
Whatever.
I can't tell if that's a joke or not.
I can't either. That's the thing.
Sadly,
Sure.
that
Right.
sounds like
Yeah,
it
we
was.
don't-
say so. They ran out of ideas that month, and they just had
But
to
what
come
about
up.
Ryan Permisson says, "Give me the '89 Batmobile, and we're good."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Batman probably had the best vehicles, don't you think? Because they always had
Yeah.
they were all really cool.
Wait,
Well,
wait,
except for the
wait.
skates. The rest of them were cool, except for the skates.
always
Ooh,
redesigning.
Mach 5, yeah.
And upgrading.
Yeah.
So what?
Uh,
Where would you put Optimus Prime though? Because he's also his own vehicle.
He is his own vehicle. That's right.
And Bumblebee and all those other guys, they take their vehicle with them because it's them.
they are the vehicle.
What
Yeah.
about,
Well, that's like the power of
People
flight,
like-
I would say.
so if animals count like insects, do they count? Like Ant-Man?
Oh, but he rides on insects.
Oh, he rides on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the bugs.
Yeah, so-
Now,
His
the
car-
wasp
his
had
car
her
is
own
an ant.
rings. The wasp had her
The
own
bat
rings,
wing
but
looks so cool.
man had to ride on bugs.
Mhm. Sounds like a fun
Not
ride.
only are you the smallest superhero, Ant-Man, but look, you get to ride on a bug. Saddle up the ant. Let's go.
Let's see. Agent Koepp says, "I think Thanos' helicopter was in the Loki Disney series for a second."
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, I
would love to
seen
see
that, but I don't remember it.
I'm
Eric
thinking
and
the
Boyd
Batmobiles-
says, "Hello, the wizard and his yellow costume." Ha, that's right.
Oh, see, it is what we think it is.
Yeah.
Now, I think the Batmobiles became really
well-
cool looking when the new modern movies started coming out.
Well, so yeah. Well, what about Thor? Thor doesn't fly, right?
Yeah, I saw a
Everybody knows
picture.
that.
What was he flying? He had a sleigh with a
Oh
goat
yeah,
flying.
pulled by the goats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
The
what
flying
that's not where I
goat
was going.
chariot.
Right.
I'm looking at
That
it right
was
now.
weird.
But
Go
wasn't
That's cool looking though.
isn't there a Roy Thomas story arc where Thor and a bunch of guys go off in this flying pirate ship in space? Would they take the recorder with them and they go off on some kind of journey in a wooden boat in the sky?
In the sky, I think so. Yeah, it's just literally like a wooden boat floating through space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Nobody's wearing helmets or nobody's
Nope.
wearing,
They don't need to breathe. They're gods.
Now they're just sitting on an old wooden ship like Conan would drive around in.
The goats had names. One of them was
They
Tooth
were in the last
Gnasher
movie.
and Tooth Grinder.
Yeah, they
That's
were in the
pretty
last movie.
Great names.
Yeah, you don't remember them in the last movie?
No,
They were.
Were
they
they?
were in the last. Yeah, they were in the last movie.
I haven't seen the last movie.
Yeah, but no.
Love and Thunder.
Thor
Some people didn't know. I
has to
thought
get
it was-
around by throwing his hammer. right?
And then he grabs it as it goes, so it's a vehicle,
he
right?
throws his hammer and he holds on to the.
Well, that's why he's got the leather strap that loops around his wrist.
Yeah, and that pulls
Yeah,
him to the
he
sky.
throws it, and hopefully it's still attached to his wrist, so he can just
Right.
sling along with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's got to go chase it.
That's right. It comes back to him.
Hey, can we
Yeah,
fire
it's true.
that? My hammer got away from me.
Yeah. Eric Boyd says, I believe Blue Beetle had a vehicle. Yeah, we mentioned that. You tuned in a little bit late and missed that. They did that in the last Thor movie, yeah, with the goats.
Green Arrow had the Arrow car and the aeroplane.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember those.
Aeroplane.
and
Name that one.
the Green Goblin had that glider.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep. That's
was
like
cool.
that's kind of like with the Iron Man thing. That's kind of his costume vehicle thingy.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
Eric,
Doc
sorry,
Octopus
I
had
did
a
pop in a few
plane.
minutes ago. We're glad you're here, Eric.
How do these bad guys get all the money for this stuff? Dr. Octopus has
They
a
steal
plane thing that's got.
They would hold up a pie factory or whatever, and they would get the money.
Wait, Doc
But
Ock
who's
didn't have a
making
plane.
this stuff for them?
Doc Ock had a helicopter.
Yeah.
No, he's got some sort of vehicle that I'm looking at that's got all these tentacles on the front of it. Looks like an octopus that's a flying rocket ship thing.
I always thought a lot of them were buying their tech from AIM.
From AIM. Oh yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. How about
Tommy's Googling.
Ghost Rider's motorcycle?
Oh,
Ooh, that is a good one.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Tommy's cheating. He's Googling.
Yeah.
Well, you got to come up with something.
Hey, Space Ghost Phantom Cruiser.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Because then you got Space Ghost, and then you've got Nexus, and Nexus has a vehicle that
Wait,
goes
what
around.
What does Nexus have?
I don't know what it was called, but it was based basically on Space Ghost's cruiser. But yeah, Nexus has his own plane that
He
craft that
flies.
goes from around the planets.
So and when Flash wanted to go back in time, he had that stupid cosmic.
Oh
treadmill.
yeah, the cosmic treadmill.
He would just
Cosmic treadmill.
he would jump on that thing, and then the caption would explain Flash jumps on the cosmic treadmill to go back in time. And then
Mike, that right there?
No, this one was like a flat. It was more flat.
yeah, it looked like a treadmill that you'd get for Christmas and never use.
The one that sits in the corner?
The one that sits in the corner and you hang your clothes on it. Yeah.
The one that the clothes are on it. Yeah, exactly.
Here, I've actually got what I'm talking about right here. There.
Oh, there. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's got a big N on the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like the Incredibles plane.
Yeah.
Cool.
Somebody stole something from somebody.
also one of my favorite Kirby machines of all time is the Helicarrier.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Shield, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about Captain America had that motorcycle that he stuck his shield down in front of.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't use that very much.
Yeah, me too.
Because he doesn't seem like a motorcycle guy. It's the same thing with a Spidey mobile. I know they have to make it, but it's like,
yeah,
I don't really want to see Spider-Man drive around in an old dune buggy.
Yeah.
So did you mention? Yeah, we mentioned it just a few minutes ago. We haven't mentioned though, Eric. We haven't mentioned Thundercats and the Thunder Tank.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all the G.I. Joe books, right? They just had regular military stuff.
Hey,
but it's high-end.
our own Team Beetle has his vehicle.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes, he does. And that's a great way to segue, Mike. What about the Silverline comics and characters? What if they've got something? What do they have? And if they don't, what should they have? Eric says yes. Shield's Helicarrier and the flying cars. Team Beetle has the I think it's what is it called, the Bug also? I think it is.
Bug ship, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cat and Mouse would have a rental car.
We're
They're
attacking.
just walking.
Because they're
staying in
It's just a
downtown New
mover.
Orleans. They're not going anywhere.
They don't have
Oh,
a ton of money.
motorcycle.
They're not
No.
tech people. They're
We need to have a scene with them on the trolley.
well, it's like in the I don't know if anybody saw this, but the Peacemaker series with John Cena, where they travel in a van, but it's just like it's not even it's not
It's
even
just a rental.
van. It's like a rental van. They're driving to the villain's lair to go fight them, and they're all just sitting in the back of the van going.
That's funny. But those are some of those things that you don't see, right? Because especially if they don't fly, you're like, okay, well they're there, and then the next thing you know,
Then
okay,
they're
so
where
there they
they're
are.
supposed to.
Then they're where they're supposed to be, right?
Well, that's why in the Captain America: Winter Soldier, that one of my favorite scenes is when he has to take the elevator down to the bottom floor. It's
Yeah.
like, he's Captain America, but he still
He's
has to
gotta
take
wait.
the elevator.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yeah. 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 Would you consider rocket racers, rocket-powered skates, and skateboard gadgets vehicles? Yeah. We're for the sake of the tonight, Eric, all of them are vehicles, right? Anything that gets them around, it's got to be a vehicle. And then he said, Agent Koepp says Cobra had all the best vehicles.
Well, they had villain money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen images of Vinny from Divinity on a skateboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's like a regular skateboard, though.
Yeah, she
It
just
is.
got it at Walmart.
Yeah.
Right. And they're driving around in like a regular car too.
They are regular cars. And I think first or second issue they was on a motorcycle.
Right. But that I mean that fits with the storytelling. If you gave them like the mystery machine or whatever and you labeled it, it wouldn't fit what Barb's trying to do.
No. Yeah. I always get so wrapped up in watching Roberta Color. It's so
thanks.
cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for doing it while we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So where would you count something like Voltron, where it's a bunch of different people, a bunch of different robots that form a giant robot? Is that?
But aren't they manned? Aren't there kids riding those vehicles that are Voltron? They're not individual robots, are they? I'm not big on Voltron, so I'm not.
I'm not super familiar with it, so I don't know.
No.
We're gonna need some 30-year-old who grew up with it.
Yeah. I would say, so do the individual robots fly on their own?
I thought
Yeah, they
go
run
around.
around separate. Yeah.
Yeah, they run around separate, and then when it's like, oh man, we're in trouble now. Then it's like form the,
Or Bob Voltron. Yeah, and then they go. Ching, 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 ching.
then they all lock in.
Yeah.
And then suddenly his voice changes, and it's like, I am Voltron. And then
Well, it's like the Power Rangers, don't they form something?
Oh
too?
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
how do
together.
they get around? How do they walk around?
On their feet.
Yeah, they just go.
Wait, they beam.
They
Places, don't
beam from one place to another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
They-
beam from. They just.
I never
beam.
got into the.
They get
Power Rangers.
teleported.
Oh, they got that Star Trek technology going on.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the easiest thing to do. How do we get from place to place?
Well,
You just
Yeah.
do.
and of course, Twilight.
Let's not
Grim,
worry about it.
I don't have the issue 4 here. Twilight Grim had a motorcycle, right?
Yes, he did.
He got around. I don't have that covered issue 4 here yet.
Well, there's a
Yeah,
great
well-
splash in issue 2 or 3 with that Rob Davis drew, where he's
did.
passing through a giant building.
Yeah. On a motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah. That made
The I think it's the professor in Tomb of Dracula had his wheelchair, but he had a specialized wheelchair that shot out wooden stakes to shoot at Dracula.
David A. Scudero says the Voltron components worked individually.
There we go. A young person has weighed in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, young person.
Yes, Eric, we did mention the Fantastic Four, Fantastic Car.
We didn't reference the pogo plane though.
Oh, forgot about that.
That's the one they take into outer space.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Why do I know that name?
Because it's a dumb name. It's like Fantastic Car. I get where they got it from, but pogo plane. It's just
Is
a
it-
plane.
That's what
Does
I
it
thought.
stand for something?
It's too big.
Oh, the POGO.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Outer. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a Hydra buggy to get all the Hydra guys riding around?
Yeah. Oh, Hydra. Yeah. They had who had the submarines? Was that AIM or was that Hydra?
Batman.
The
Batman had everything.
Batman
He
had
got an
everything.
airboat. I'm looking at a picture of him on an airboat.
I thought it was AIM that had the submarines, but I
think yeah.
I can't swear to that.
I can't remember. AIM they always look to me like government, government guys when they come to shut your house down, to fumigate it. Oh no, you got something here. We've got to. They always look like they had those suits on.
They look like, to me, they look like the guys at the end of Dr. No that are operating the rocket base.
Yeah.
Easy as this. Flash is in a van that's got this Flash logo on the side.
Oh, that's what a giveaway. Joker had a car.
Did he just get so tired that he didn't want to run?
That might have been when he was eating all the cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
I guess.
You remember when Mike Barron wrote it?
He's driving though. It's not like
cheeseburgers like crazy.
Follow-up people.
He's hypoglycemic, so he probably had to. He couldn't run everywhere.
He got lazy. He got lazy on that one.
He's headed to a doctor's appointment.
That's.
And if he wears regular clothes, they'll just burn up.
Yeah, it's true.
What about what are some vehicles that vehicles as we're classifying them today that aren't used that someone should use? And I've thought about this because of the name of the Fantastic Four spaceship. Somebody ought to travel around on a pogo stick.
I'll bet there's a Hostess Twinkie ad with somebody on a pogo stick.
Probably so. Can't you see them hopping from place to place?
So this is in an old sci-fi strip in the back of DC Comics called Atomic Knights. The knights used to ride around on giant radiation-enhanced Dalmatians.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Were they electronic? Because I'm seeing something in my head now. Somebody's riding around on like electronic dinosaurs. Who did that? Atomic Knights. That's a cool name too.
Atomic Knights. They wore the Earth had been decimated by atomic war, and to protect themselves from radiation, they wore knight in shining armor suits, which is incredibly silly. But the radiation had enhanced regular Dalmatians into becoming big Dalmatians, and so they were just on. They would ride around. They were their horses.
That's pretty cool. Agent Cubs, is He-Man Battle Cat considered a vehicle? Yeah, I'd say for tonight's discussion, yeah, he's absolutely a vehicle.
Yeah,
because that's the way he gets around, right?
Aquaman used to ride a giant seahorse.
Yeah,
he sure did. Yeah, he sure did.
I think we because it did. It's not like he's the fastest swimmer or whatever. Sometimes I just need a giant seahorse to give me a lift.
He gets tired.
It's a
long way to go.
We'll try being in the water all day long.
You try kicking your legs like this all day.
Oh, man, my calves are killing me.
Let's see.
The DC War comics had the War Wheel. That was a great vehicle.
Oh, that's right. The Blackhawks. They used to go up against the giant war, which looked like those. Every time I see that British event where they're rolling a cheese wheel down a hill, and that always reminds me of the war wheel from Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Is that the thing that just looks like a great big tire?
Yeah,
yes, but it's got guns sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Big spikes around the rims.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny.
Enemy Ace had the biplane.
Yeah.
Airboy had his special plane. I can't remember what it was called. But.
The airplane.
Eric N. Boyd said, although super lame, what about the Penguin's giant duck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Agent Cub says, I think Jeff Johns uses the Atomic Knights in his new series Geiger.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. What else? What other? And I would say teleportation is not a vehicle. Teleportation is not teleportation. is not a vehicle. It's a power like flight, right?
Yeah.
Well, so in the Black Panther movie, how did they fly into Wakanda? Was it just a regular airplane?
It was on the Quinjet, weren't they?
Yeah, they had a
Oh.
plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Falcon? I guess that's a vehicle, even though it's part of a suit.
Well,
I guess
I'd
we'll
say
see the movie
kinda
this
goes
week.
back
So
like
he's
You
using-
can't fly without it.
Iron Man, right? He can't fly without it. So,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
like Iron Man, right? His suit lets him fly.
Right.
But then you
So-
got like Hawkman, Hawkwoman, and stuff. Those are wings that are are Angel, right? Those are wings. So that's part of their body.
What about Iceman's ice, right?
Oh yeah.
He uses that ice
Well-
to skate around everywhere.
Oh, that's a good. That's not like a mechanically kind of thing, like a horse or a car. But that's part of his.
Yeah, that's the way he
like
gets around.
flying. That's part of
Yeah.
his being. So that's not a vehicle, even though he's getting transportation out of it.
Isn't he
I
just
thought it
peeling
was.
off parts of his body?
What?
How does he make the ice?
And he drinks a lot of fluids.
I thought of one from the rejects. See if I can find a good panel with it. Right? Here we go. This guy here gets around with the sideburns.
Oh,
Like
'cause he's
Dr.
walking
Octopus.
around. The sideburns walk with him. So
Yeah,
that's
he moves.
that's part of his. That's
his
part of him.
sideburns-
That's his superpower,
Yeah,
right?
his
That's
sideburns
not a vehicle.
are like Dr. Octopus. Right?
Yeah, but Dr. Octopus's arms and stuff aren't. I mean, they're attached to him, but they're
They're mechanical.
Yeah.
not like that guy's hair. That guy's hair is his hair.
If Dr. Octopus didn't have his 4 mechanical arms, he'd just be walking.
He'd be walking everywhere. He'd be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had 4 mechanical arms right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snap-on Man has the Snap-on mobile.
He's got a
Right.
Does he get that,
Right there,
does he get that at the hardware store?
Right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's where you get all his tools and stuff.
That's right.
The Snap-on mobile. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. What is? It's bad when you came up with the ideas and you can't even remember the names of them.
Way to do your research, teacher.
I know.
Yeah,
What was that?
that's why I got a bunch of windows open over here.
Oh, here we go. The
Closed
But-
most.
yeah. Hold on. All right, so he's on the motorcycle. It's the buck cycle. Right? That's a buckshot. So it's the buck cycle.
Hey, the Turtles had a van.
True.
Yep, they did. Yep.
They did. Yeah, sure did. Shields. I think we mentioned it already. Shields helicarrier. Did
Yep.
we talk about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Doctor and the TARDIS.
Oh,
You gotta
Yeah,
count
yeah.
that.
One of the greatest things ever because it's just a phone booth.
It's just a phone booth.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
oh, Lobo in his little space motorcycle.
That's right. His space
Yeah.
bike.
That was always cool.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Plastic Man can become any vehicle. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so he's the winner.
I guess he
It has to be red with a yellow streak.
That would be like Spider-Man's web shooters. Not sure
Yeah.
what that's exactly in reverse. Eric and Boyd says, I never cared for it. What about Black Knight's Atomic Steed? I preferred the actual winged horse. I preferred Pegasus also.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when he went to that Atomic Steed.
Also, Valkyrie had a horse too.
Well, shit. Well, so if I'm not mistaken, it was the same horse. It was Pegasus. I don't remember exactly the continuity for that, but the Black Knight used.
They just
Pegasus.
trade. They borrowed him out of the same stable every day. They
No,
returned
it was-
the horse,
it
and he
was
came
the
and got
same-
it out. And
It was the same. I don't know. One of
Maybe
them had
they-
it for a while, and then the other one got it. I
Maybe
don't
they had a
remember.
relationship. They broke up. She got the custody of the horse.
He got
That's
the
right.
house. She got the horse.
That's right.
and
That's
they
gotta
swapped up on weekends. The other one had it, and they could take it out for take a spin. Could be.
Agent Cub said Punisher's War Wagon.
Was that where he kept all of his weapons and stuff when he went
Yeah.
out?
That's just a big old SWAT car thing.
Well, it's like Scooby
Yep,
Doo's
Office.
Mystery Machine.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's where all the
Down by the
Scooby
river.
snacks were kept.
That's right. When Scooby and Shaggy got high.
That's right.
What? No, they did not. When did that happen?
They didn't get high, did they?
No.
They were
No,
kids.
no,
you
no.
know.
Hey,
No.
speaking of getting high, there's a song.
I want to get high.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So high.
no.
It hits from the bomb.
That's the one? There's one made by a couple of guys from Mississippi that said, "I thought about going to work today, but I got high. I was going."
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it was. I'll post the link when we're done. I'll have to look it up. But the guys are from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Tommy, did you know that?
No, I didn't know, but I know the
Yeah.
song. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I'll bet they wouldn't lend you money for a comic book.
I bet
They
would
they
too.
may have not even known.
Eric and Boyd says it was the same horse. I am pretty sure. Well, maybe it wasn't because now now I'm questioning myself. David Escuda says Black Knight loaned out Aragon to Valkyrie when he was turned to stone. I think. Okay, maybe what? So I think it was the same horse.
If he turned to stone, how is he loaning anything
Yeah,
out?
how is he complaining? He doesn't
Right.
need a horse at
He's
this
just
point.
sitting there going,
Oh, he's like, take the horse.
And she's like, "Oh, your horse? Take your horse? Sure, I'll take your horse."
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm sure that's what you want to do. Somebody's got to feed
Afro
your
Man.
horse.
The name of the performer, David, or is that the song?
That's it.
That's the
That
name
sure
of
is.
the
yeah.
performer.
Okay, yeah. They're from. I think they're from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Tommy. So
You ought to cue that up to play it as on the outro.
I
What was
didn't know. Then we'll get deplatformed or whatever. Somebody
was the
name?
Yell at us.
What was the name of Star-Lord's ship in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy?
Star Lord's ship.
Oh, it was who's the boss? The Milano.
Really?
Yeah, it was called the Milano in the movie.
He named it
Okay.
after Alyssa Milano.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the boss.
Good.
Really? Yeah. Here we go. Hang 10 Alien Surfer. What's up, Hang 10 Alien Surfer? Afro Man did the song. So yeah. So that reminds me that his little thing, Hang 10 Alien Surfer. One of the ways I discovered a guitar player named Joe Satriani is because I was working at the record store when I was in college. And
Yeah,
we got
that was
in
a great
record
album.
that had Silver Surfer on it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Number
Surfing
one,
with the Alien.
who has the right? Yeah, serving with the aliens. Like, who had the right?
I've
to
still
do
got
that?
mine somewhere.
So, since some of our audience might be under the age of 50, could you explain what a record store is?
What are records, Rowan?
Yeah. Excuse me. Vinyl.
Vinyl.
Yeah,
That's right.
vinyl's all the rage you
Work
get.
at the vinyl store.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's another argument.
They don't even have Camelot Musics anymore, do they? I don't think any.
No.
What's that?
That's where I work. Camelot Music.
The Phantom had a white horse.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Eric and Boy says, "What about Brainiac's skull ship?"
Ooh,
Yeah.
good catch.
Yeah. Get me thinking of villains now.
How did Dr. Doom get
all
around?
the well, we talked about penguin thing, his duck thing that he was riding
Yeah.
on, but you got the Joker. He had all
Yeah,
bunches of
Joker-mobile.
stuff, all kind of dumb stuff that he was riding on and stealing people's cars.
Yeah, here we go. Look at that. Cosmic Grandpa says, Hang 10 sent me. Well, welcome, Cosmic Grandpa.
Hey, man.
Glad you're here joining us. And then he said, I work at Hang 10 Alien Services. I worked at a record store in college too. It was Warehouse Music. I remember Warehouse
I
Music.
remember
Yeah, me
where
too.
Yep.
Yep.
He used to buy action
well,
figures from them.
here's the funny thing, though, right? So in the mall where I worked, Camelot Music was right beside a bookstore. It was right beside
Books. It was
Walden
books.
Books?
No.
Walden Books. Yeah, and I
Oh,
always thought
was it Walden?
Or B. Dalton?
no, it was
Big
Walden.
Dalton, and you had
Tommy,
Walden
I think it was.
Books.
I'm
I thought
talking
it was a
Jackson.
generic name.
Jackson,
Anyway.
Mississippi.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Now in Hattiesburg, it was Books A Million because that's where Steven and I worked at Books A Million.
We had this with Walden. Kentucky
Yeah.
Malls had
But
Walden.
we'll
Books.
just go for that.
But my point
It was
was,
Camelot Music was in the Cloverleaf Mall.
yes,
where
I
y'all
worked there
were.
for a little while as well.
Yeah. I forgot
But
what the.
then-
Well, anyway. Anywho.
Yeah.
Oh
But
man.
I always thought it was cooler because I wanted to work in the bookstore at Walden Books because I always thought that was a cooler place. Anyway,
A cougar place.
a cooler
Cougar place.
place.
That's where he went to. That's where he met DJ.
Oh, that's just a bunch of hellos.
How
So
did Kazar? Speaking of cougars, how did Kazar get out of the Savage Land?
he rode Zebu.
That was his vehicle.
Right.
I don't know how he got out.
I assumed he climbed a giant vine, but what do I know?
That's Tarzan.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
And
didn't
they're
he
different how?
say Zebu? I think was big enough for him to ride. I think.
Yeah, we go saber
Right.
tiger.
Yeah. I don't know whether he actually did it or not, but I'm in my head that makes sense.
Okay. So didn't Wingfoot travel with Lockjaw, and Lockjaw would you open up the dimensions and they would pass through using the dog?
Yeah.
That's the dog with the little funny thing on his head.
Yeah, with it's a tuning fork. He's got a tuning
Yeah,
fork.
the
on his
tuning
head.
fork. You dinged it.
It's the same sort of deal that Black Bolt has on his head.
Yes. Yeah, and you just want to reach up and thump it and he'll go right.
Who came up with
Yeah,
it?
I think they get mad at you when you do that, Roland.
I would imagine so, yeah. But that way I want to see if my guitar is in tune that way.
Hey, Lockjaw, come here.
let me use your.
Good boy.
And Black Bolt says, yeah, don't do that. He'll bite you.
Well, Black Bolt doesn't say nothing.
I was going to say, Black Bolt said that he'd be destroying you.
That's right.
What?
That's
the last
why it was
words
supposed to be funny.
Be the last words you ever heard. Hey, Black Bolt, come here a minute. I got a question for you.
Got a question for you. Please don't answer this. What other vehicles?
I think we've hit it.
I think
I think we've covered a lot of good ground. I think we've
yeah. This was a fun night, y'all.
Mhm.
Anybody in the chat? All of you in the chat, thank you so much. You've been very active tonight. It was a
Thank
lot
you,
of
guys.
fun.
Yeah.
You got any really weird or strange ones that we haven't mentioned yet? If you pop one up there that we mentioned, I'm just gonna not say. I'm not gonna notice it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Just ignore them. That's not
USS
nice.
Enterprise. Who used that? USS Enterprise. Who
Star
I
Trek.
mean,
Star Trek.
oh, that's
Star Trek.
okay. It's not
Millennium
super-
Falcon.
Now
the
he's just
crew on
now
the
he's
Enterprise,
just
they all use it.
no. Now David is just listening to stuff to see if I'm going to ignore it.
He tried to get.
Apollo
He's
7.
trying to sneak anything in.
Yeah.
The Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. All right. So what else, guys? Anything else?
The
Gang.
big robots in Pacific Rim.
Berta, thank you so much for sharing the coloring. I absolutely love to watch you color while we're doing
Definitely, yeah.
Well, sure. My pleasure.
Always
this.
good.
So much more interesting than looking at Tommy's face. I mean, looking at us.
Yeah, I'm tired of looking at it too.
Logo.
All right. Any news, you guys? Anything that's coming up that we need to mention?
I'm going to be at Pensacon this weekend.
Okay, cool.
We're doing a drink and draw thing on Thursday. You have to go look on their site. I forget where it's going to be at, but we'll be at the show. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. I'm at booth. I'm at booth. I forgot what booth number. I'll post it.
Who else is going to be there?
Tommy's not hard to find.
Steven's going to be there. Mitch will be there. Stephen Butler, Mitch Bird, Lily Butler, Steven's daughter that's now doing a bunch of comic book stuff. There's a ton of people who's going to be there. John Dale will be there. Derek Alcorn will be there. Besides, there's like 30, 40 celebrity type folks. I forget all of them, but just go to pensacon.com. You can see all the people. If you're in that area, you should go. It's pretty fun.
Awesome.
So go to Pensacon and look up Tommy and make him sign all kinds of stuff for you.
Yeah, I'll be bringing all my stuff.
If you don't have anything, get something. Tommy will have stuff there with you.
I'll have
Tommy,
plenty for you.
You gonna have Zomboy?
I'm gonna have a bunch of Zomboys, and then I've still got a good stack. You saw them the other day. I've still got a good stack of Ultraverse pages and some
That's
Marvel
right.
pages, and and I'm letting them go. You buy multiple ones, and I'm doing deals.
Make a deal.
Trying to get them in good homes.
That's right. That's
Or
right.
even bad homes, really.
Yeah, or bad homes. Just as long as you got money, you can take them.
Yeah. I want to give them to a home with money.
Anything coming up for you? Where are you at next?
For me, I'll be
Yes,
at
sir.
WonderCon. WonderCon at the end of March.
End of March, WonderCon. Mike, what about you?
I don't have anything yet.
What?
You need to get something scheduled, man.
I need to, but I just don't.
Although we should say that Mike just had a really good interview at First Comics News.
You sure
I
did.
did.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, Rick Offenberger and Phil Ladder, they were very nice to me.
That's a
We
great
like
interview.
First Comic News.
You dropped some good quotes too.
I hadn't read it yet. I will though, because I do like First Comics News.
It's posted on our Blue Sky page.
Hint, hint. If you're not following us there, make sure you do.
I posted it on my Blue Sky page as well.
Roberta,
Yeah,
anything for you?
not that I'm aware of. I'll let you know.
Not that I'm aware. That's a great answer.
No plans at the moment.
And I don't have anything coming up till. It looks like my first thing. That can't be right. I thought I had something in March. But my first thing I'm seeing on my calendar is Brick City Comic Con in Ocala, Florida, in April. So that. All right. So then on Tuesday, writing Western stories as comics. That Silverline show on Tuesday, the crew discusses how you can write a comic in the Western genre.
Find a guy that can draw a horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the one thing I would hear from a lot of artists. It's like, hey, man, what do you like to draw? They would usually say, I'll draw anything, but not horses, please.
Right. Yeah. Because a horse's anatomy is so wonky. It's like,
yes.
Specific.
I remember Kyle Holtz, and he drew a great horse in the project that he and I did together. But I remember talking to him one time, and he says, yeah, I'll do anything. I just don't want to draw a horse. On Wednesday, the Weimers talk about doom and gloom, or what's my opportunity? The comics industry seems to be having issues with layoffs, Chapter 11s, and other various problems. Does that spell doom and gloom for the comic book, or are there opportunities? What if you're just starting out? Join us as we look at the state of the industry and think about options and alternatives. That's on Wednesday.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. And next week, we're back for a fun one. Are you ready for this one?
All
Rip-offs or inspired by?
No.
Give me an
It's
example.
going to be interesting.
The Silver Sunday crew talk about characters and ideas that seem like copies of other characters. Are those characters inspired by, or are they merely rip-offs?
So you mean like Challenges of the Unknown versus Fantastic Four, or do you mean like something else?
So are we just going to be talking about Deadpool? Sorry.
Mike, we can't take you anywhere.
Nope.
Not really.
Are we talking about Sovereign 7 versus X-Men?
We'll probably talk about, yeah, right. We might include things like covers and things like that. I tend to like them particularly if they have the, well, that's next week. All right.
You have to talk about it now.
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about
Record it now and then just.
Are we going to bring receipts? Should we bring?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely. Bring receipts, or you could send them to me in our chat, so I can. Actually, don't do that because that makes the chat go really long and I lose stuff. So email it.
I'll email.
Yeah, email it to me.
All right.
All right then. Well, I guess we'll just see you next week, and until next week or two.
Silverline.
Silverline. Hey guys, this exit's going to be a little bit longer, so hang around if you can.
Oh, that's the 20-minute long one, right?
That's right. It's not 20 minutes. All right, Roberta. Thank you. Oh, now I've lost it.
Thanks so much.
It's like Star Wars.
Bye, everyone.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed, from capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days.
Hi, I'm Greg Horn. Make mine Silverline.